Ever since Lionel Pickens, the rapper better known as Chinx, was gunned down in his Porsche on Queens Boulevard 2.5 years ago, the riddle of his killing has hung over parts of the New York hip-hop scene. The chief of detectives wondered whether it was connected to the unsolved killing of the rapper's musical mentor 8 years earlier. The rapper's mother called on hip-hop stars French Montana and Diddy to give her answers. Jay-Z, speaking at a concert soon after the killing, said, "I can't understand that we're seriously under attack like never before." Mr. Pickens's family got the beginnings of an answer on Thursday, when the police arrested an aspiring rapper and another man from Long Island and charged them with following Mr. Pickens from a nightclub performance in Brooklyn to Queens and then pumping bullets into his car. But much of the mystery persists. The police, beyond saying the suspects knew Mr. Pickens and had a beef with him, did not describe a motive. And law enforcement officials said they did not know of any profile the suspects had built up in the hip-hop scene that would have brought them into conflict with Mr. Pickens. It's been a long 2.5 years, but this is the beginning of hopefully the last chapter of this situation, Janelle Pickens, the rapper's widow, said on Thursday outside of State Supreme Court in Queens. Asked what she felt seeing the two suspects in court, she paused, holding back tears. "There are so many things you want to say, that you want to ask them, and be angry about," she said, "but you can't." The aspiring rapper who was arrested, Quincy Homer, 32, was already in federal custody in Brooklyn on charges of robbing a bank in November 2015, 6 months after Mr. Pickens's murder. Prosecutors accused him and several accomplices of storming with guns into a Wells Fargo bank in Hempstead, on Long Island, and stealing $375,710 before fleeing as they monitored police radio dispatches. His lawyer, Jason Russo, said Mr. Homer had been making rap music as part of a community of Haitian rappers and trying to build a career when he was arrested on the bank robbery charges. Mr. Homer pleaded guilty in 2006 to federal charges of giving a fake name in a passport application. He grew up in Baldwin, and said at the time he was in a marijuana treatment program. A news report said he was also arrested in 2003 after getting into a fight with another driver and bludgeoning the man's face with a hammer. The other suspect in Mr. Pickens's death, Jamar Hill, 26, who is from Valley Stream, had been in state prison since May on a 5-year sentence for a robbery conviction in Queens. Mr. Pickens, 31, was shot at least 8 times, some of them at close enough range that detectives later found a 9mm shell casing on the Porsche's front seat. A passenger, Antar Al-Ziadi, was shot twice but survived. Mr. Homer and Mr. Hill were each charged with murder, attempted murder, assault, and 2 counts of possession of a weapon. Mr. Homer faced separate gun and marijuana possession charges from October 2015 on a case in which he had stopped appearing in court. Both men pleaded not guilty and were ordered held without bail by Justice Kenneth Holder.